Best decision of my life. And definitely I think my dad would agree, because my dad and I have just an amazing relationship right now, and with many lengthy conversations that both of us enjoy. So if there's one thing that you guys are here to what, till June? So, right, you're here to June. So you got another 2-3 months, something like this, to really examine yourselves here in Israel. You have an amazing opportunity, right? You're away from home. You have 2-3 months left. Hopefully the relationships that you've built here during the study abroad this year, you'll keep with you, the friends that you've made for the rest of your lives. But the fact of the matter is, friends do come and go, right? And you have an opportunity right now, before going home, to really re-examine yourselves, to redefine yourselves, and to think, you know, what am I living for? You know, what value does my life have, and what can I do to help change the world, to make it a better place, to build, you know, my legacy, to go into life and really live it to the fullest, and to really enjoy yourselves best as possible. And it's amazing, because here you are, you're in Jerusalem, you have the opportunity, like Rabbi Schwartz said, you can come here, you take class, whatever. I'm sure Jeff Seidel, Hebrew University, offers the Shabbat meals here in the Old City, down at the Kotel. Anytime you want to go for a Shabbat meal, you can call me, Rabbi Schwartz, Jeff Seidel. There's so many opportunities for you to like discover this thing we call Judaism. You don't have to party every night while you're here, right? I mean, partying is important, because, you know, we all like to do that, but you don't have to do it every single night. You know, you can examine different avenues. So I just want to close off with telling a little Hasidic story. It's a Rebbe Nachman story. Those are the guys with the goofy hats that run around, dance around with their vans. So their Hasidic master, their Rebbe, has this story. And it's about this very poor man who lives in Eastern Europe, probably sometime in the 1700s, 1800s, something like that. Lives in a very poor shtetl, and he's like the poorest man in the shtetl. And his children are like starving right before him. He can't afford to even put food on the table. And he's sitting there, and he falls down to his knees, and he calls up to Hashem. He's like, Hashem, Hashem, you know, help me, give me a sign. So what do I need to do? Just tell me what I need to do to feed my children, right? Just to feed my kids. He falls down asleep, total exhaustion right there on the floor, and he has a dream. And in his dream, he has a vision. And in his vision, he sees this village, right? The village looks familiar to him, because when he was a child, his father used to take him around. His father was a salesperson. He used to take him around to different villages selling these goods. So he knew where this village was. It was very far away, though. And in this village, he sees a house. And inside the house, he sees a couch. And on the couch, he sees a great big treasure. More money than he could ever have imagined. Enough money, no worries for the rest of his life. He could support the entire village he came from. He wakes up, he realized this was a sign from God. This is it. You know, my boat has finally arrived. You know, all I have to do is go to this other village. I just have to go to this other place. And that's where I'm going to discover, you know, my true happiness. That's where I'm going to discover my treasure, and life is going to be great. So he takes the few pennies that he has, takes the few possessions he has, he sells them. He leaves his family there because he can't afford to bring them with him. He hires out a horse and buggy, and he starts to travel to this village. And he's traveling, there's bad weather, and it's tough and it's hard. And he gets to this village finally. He sees the house that he saw in his dream, in his vision. He's so excited, he runs into the house. He sees the couch, and what do you think he sees there on the couch? A man. And the man is reading a map. It's a treasure map. It's his treasure map. It's his treasure. And he's totally dumbfounded. He's like, I can't believe it. I came all this way, and there's somebody else who beat me to the treasure. And the guy looking at the treasure map explains to him, you know, I just inherited this map, and I'm going to go on this big quest, and I'm going to find these riches, but I need a partner. I need somebody who can help me find the treasure. He says, I tell you what, you help me, bring the horse and buggy, we'll go find this treasure, and we'll split it half. Half for me, half for you. So the guy agrees to it. I mean, what does he have to lose? He says, okay, let's go. They take the map, they get into the horse and buggy, and they travel over the hills, through the forest, over the streams. And he starts to notice these twists and turns that they're taking are starting to look a little familiar. And the next thing he realizes, they're heading right for the village that he started from. They arrive to the village that he started this whole trip. Twists and turns become a little bit more familiar. he gets the street that he lives on. The horse and buggy takes them right to the house that he lives in. He's completely, awestruck. He's like, I can't believe this. He runs into the house. He sees his family, pushes them out of the way. He sees the couch, he pushes the couch out of the way. He rips up the floorboard, he looks inside, and inside, underneath the floorboard, is a great treasure. Unbelievable amount of money. Enough money, he's got no more worries for the rest of his life. It was all along, right there, underneath his nose, in his own home. Now, I don't know how many of you can relate to that story, but that story pretty much sums up my life, right? My whole life, I'm traveling. One philosophy to another, one party to another. If I just, if I get this job, if I make this amount of money, if I have this car, if I get that TV, everything's going to be great. My life's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be happy. Finally, I'm going to truly be happy. All along, his treasure was right underneath his nose. And the treasure that we have, the possibility to learn just a few of the values that are there in Torah, just unbelievable. Completely set you free and set you on a path of real, genuine happiness. Right? Something that I think we are all seeking to do. So I bless all of you guys, and I hope all of you take the opportunity while you're here in Israel for the last couple of months to come here, take a class or two or somewhere else, go to a Chabad house, hook up with Jeff Seidel, ask him that you want to go and do a Shabbat dinner and make the most of the opportunity that you have here in Israel. So it is a little warm in here, I realize that. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them if I can. Anybody? Nothing? So I tell you what, if it's possible, I'm going to go check, but maybe we can go up to the roof of the building and take a couple minutes, look down at the kotel where we just were, and ask ourselves, why am I here in Israel? How did I, for generation after generation, right? Our history is thousands of years old. We have the oldest history of anybody on the planet. And it's been passed down, from generation to generation until finally it arrived to us. And for 2,000 years, our grandparents were aching to come here to Israel. And for some reason, us got the opportunity to do it. And most of us aren't religious. And it's like, why was I chosen to come here? There's a reason for it. I don't know why you guys were chosen. I think I'm starting to understand why I was chosen. So possibly when we go up there, you can ask yourselves, what am I doing here? Find some inspiration. Find this history that's so rich, so valuable, and it's ours. It's our history. It's something very, very special. So I want to take this opportunity. Maybe we can all just file outside, and we'll regroup up there, and we'll go up and go to the rooftop.